Alright, what's up guys? So, I'm filming this intro a little after I actually did the work. I'm going to show you a little bit of me installing the upgraded sway bars. So these are the Speedbuilt ones that you could get years ago. They're pretty hard to come by. At the time I filmed this video in general, there's actually a group buy going on the Facebook pages for a new set to be made. Check that out if you're interested in something like this. It's a really good upgrade. I really can't wait to get the car out and really feel the difference. But, the job itself is a pain, as you'll see, and hopefully give you an idea of how to go about it. Check out what I have as far as footage, and hopefully it can be of use to somebody. Okay, so to start off with these rear sway bars, you have two things you're going to go after. On each side you're going to have a 15 mil right there holding the bushing, and a 15 millimeter down here holding the end link. First, get your wheels off, and then we're gonna go ahead and start by undoing those four things. So like I said, 15's down here at the bottom of the end link, and then those 15's up on the actual rear cradle. All right, so basically you're gonna get the end links off, unbolt the 15 from the spindle, and you just kind of twist and pull to get them off. Remember which one's which side and the orientation that they came off. So the holder for the actual bushing, once you get that nut off, you're going to flip it up almost probably to a 45-degree angle, because it has a little tab that goes into the rear cradle, and you'll be able to wiggle that out. You may have to pry a little bit because it may be stuck to the old bushing, depending on how old your car is and if you ever had them off. Then from there you just repeat on the other side. There's gonna be the guide plugged in right here, so that's gonna be plugged in there, and it's gonna be wrapped around that sway bar. So you're gonna plug that, tuck that aside, and then basically, so it runs in between here, so you're gonna tilt it back so that the ears pointing back kind of go up. And you're just going to kind of fish it down, pick a side and kind of favor it to that, because in the opposite side you'll be able to clear everything, and once it'll fall out and you'll be able to just kind of take it out. The rear is definitely the easiest one by far. So when you get it out, take it out exactly how it is in the car and match your new one up exactly to it. Make sure you watch the ends, make sure the ends are pointing the same way. Flip it up like this, feed it in one side, take the other side up, and then just work your way back to where it'll sit back in the car, just like that. You get this in there and we'll show you the final product. Kind of hard to tell with it in the car, but yeah, it's noticeably bigger. So the idea, so when you get it fished up in there, you're really gonna aim to get your bushings in place first. So get those in. Remember that top tucks behind the frame, nut on the bottom. I'd say get one side started with the nut, get your other side situated and started, and then get them tightened down like, most of the way without really tightening them, because then you're gonna fight with these guys. Feed it on while it's over here, and do that with both sides, because then you'll flip them both up, and you'll be able to drop the sway bar down. You'll be able to pick the sway bar up and swing these down in like a nice motion, be able to get them back behind your lateral arm here. And then just carefully line it up, get them tightened down. Get one done, tighten down, go to the other side, tighten it down. You'll probably want some help, especially once you get to the second one, because this guy being much bigger, under a little more pressure. I also picked up on this guy to kind of help a little bit. Alright, so the old one is out and sitting how it sits in the car, so I know how to put the new one in. Start with your wheels, get those off. Take the sway bar end links off, both sides with both things obviously. When you jack up the car, if you're doing this on the ground, make sure you're putting your jack stands on the actual frame and not the cradle. You're going to have a couple 15s in the back here. Drop those. You're going to have the big 21, the famous very long bolt. You're gonna drop that out. You're going to take a 15 and undo the 3 bolts that are on the bottom of the rear trans mount. So come up front. You're just gonna loosen these guys. You can see the spacing up there. Don't take them all the way out, but just loosen it so you have some give up here. And then each side, the very front of the cradle has these bolts. Same thing, just loosen them, 5-6 turns, something like that. Just enough so there's leeway. Obviously keep a jack up under it at all times so it doesn't fall down on you. On this side, you have to worry about your steering lines, your power steering lines. So there's gonna be a 10mm going up into the body. You're gonna drop that. That'll get these lines loose. And then on top of the bolt, so this is one of the bolts for the sway bar bushing. On top of it is a 10mm nut that holds them in place also with this guy right here. So undo that, you can move the lines out of the way. The bushing holders are 15mm. So now you can see the space I have here. This seems to be just enough to get a wrench with an angle in there so that you can get those out, get the covers and the bushings off while it's in the car still. It'll make it a lot easier sliding that bar out of there. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And then I was able to sneak it out without doing anything with the exhaust. But basically what I did was with the pry bar, I gave myself just an extra little bit and then just drop the bar straight back. And then once you drop it straight back and get past your downpipe, go out the driver's side and just kind of, it'll be back far enough that the ear that usually goes all the way up here will be back. And you'll be able to go almost straight out that way. I'm anticipating this guy to be somewhat harder. But again, I'll make sure I have it in the right spots, or in the right format. And yeah, time to wrestle some more. There you have it. That was a quick one. Filming wise, as far as the job, I think I had, I'd say maybe 45 minutes on the rear one, but upwards of like 4 to 5 hours on the front one. Mind you, I did both by myself. So if you have help, it's a game changer. And as far as, at least with the front one, the back one, that's a one-person job all day. But that front one is a bear. So again, hopefully this footage comes in handy for somebody. Apologize it's not as in-depth as I wanted it to be, but you're doing something that big of a job by yourself and you get in the zone. If you're a car guy, you know exactly what I mean. So as always, thanks for watching and we will see you on the next one.